What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live watch-along. Today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Manchester City's final group game of Group G in the 2023 Champions League group stage. It's Manchester City taking on Crvena Zvezda over in Serbia in our away game at the Rajko Mitic Stadium. Looking forward to it. Should be a good game. Yeah, there's nothing to play for, but at Manchester City have done a lot of heavy rotation. There's a chance here to see some young players to showcase what they can do. There's a chance here for some rotated players to showcase what they can do. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good game of football. Interesting to see the atmosphere as well at the stadium. It is known to be one of the most hostile places to go and visit. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a really good game of football, and hopefully City can continue to build on some momentum from picking up our first win in a few weeks against Luton Town at the weekend, where Manchester City before that in the Premier League hadn't won in 4 Premier League games. So it's important that we start to build the momentum ahead of a big game against Crystal Palace at the weekend in the Premier League. So before I do crack on with this live watch along, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe to my channel. That'd be much appreciated. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. You can find them in the description and on the yellow banner too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram and my TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. We are aiming for 100 likes. We did hit 100 likes on my last live stream, so it'd be brilliant if we can go and do that again here. We're nearly on to 30 likes, so we're doing very well with the likes. 27 at the moment, 73 away from 100 likes, so any help towards that would be fantastic. Also, don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat, including where you're tuning in from and also your score prediction for this game. Heading over to the chat, we've got Praise, who says, who could win this game? Interesting one. We'll go through the teams and maybe we'll be able to answer that question better in a couple of minutes. Dudley, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Joseph as well. God bless to you. Thanks for tuning in and feeling positive. Saying Manchester City going to win this game. Boy Racer, thanks very much for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Says he's loving the lineup. Everyone is going to be hungry. There's a point to be proven here for these Manchester City players to try and showcase why they should be starting for Manchester City. Maybe at the weekend against Crystal Palace. Maybe after that in the Club World Cup that Manchester City have got coming up next week. And J Garth 92, thanks for tuning in, says let's all laugh at Man United. And it's funny that you should say that. There, if you keep an eye out on my channel for tomorrow, there's a video with a very similar title talking more about that, which is pretty funny. Anyway, Manchester United, they're out of the Champions League. Manchester City, we've gone through. We're in first place. We've got everything signed, sealed and delivered. We await the Champions League draw next Monday to see who we will face in the last 16. City, of course, are going to be the top seed in the draw as well because they finished first in their group as City bid to try and obviously bid to try and retain the Champions League for the first time ever, with City being, of course, the current holders of the European Cup. So we will see. Manchester City, we've won every single game in the group so far. 5 wins from 5. We're bidding to do something that we've never done before in our history, and that is to win 6 out of 6. And it's our last chance to do it because as of next season, the Champions League group stage, it's going to change its format, it's going to change its look, so it's not going to be as it is this season and what it's been like for the previous seasons for the last 20, 30 years that I've been following football. It's going to change from next season and the groups are going to get bigger and you're going to be playing a wide variety of teams. So yeah, last chance for Manchester City to go and do something that we've not done before and make more history. Manchester City, of course, unbeaten in the Champions League last season. Currently won every single game in the Champions League so far this season. Hopefully we can continue to do that against Crvena Zvezda here in Belgrade in Serbia. Be a difficult game. Ayush, thanks for tuning in, says, who's going to score today from Manchester City? I'm going to go through the teams and I'll give you my thoughts and I will answer that question and also Praise's question about who I think is going to win this game. So we're going to start with the lineups. We're going to start off by speaking about our opponents, Red Star Belgrade. They're starting with Glazer in goal, who started at the Etihad last time. It looks like they're going with a 4-3-3 formation of 4 defenders made up of Nedeljkovic, De Giga, Spajic and Dragovic is their defence, moving from right over to left. In midfield, it's made up of Mijalovic, Hwang and Kanga, and then up top, out wide, you've got Bakari on one side, Olayinka on the other, and Ndiaye starting up top for Crvena Zvezda today with Dragovic their captain, and they have rotated their team. Red Star are going to finish fourth. They're currently on just 1 point. They've not won a game in the group stage. They're 3 points behind Young Boys. Young Boys have got a better head-to-head. They can't overtake them. Young Boys are heading into the Europa League. RB Leipzig are heading into the last 16 in second place, confirmed, and City are going through to the last 16 of the Champions League in first place. Group G is done and dusted without a ball being kicked. We could all, if we wanted to, sit down, read a book, and it won't have any effect on the game at all. It won't have any effect on the group. It won't have any effect on the points and where everyone ends up finishing as well. This is literally my definition of a dead rubber. But these Manchester City players, they're playing for their careers. They're playing for their futures. They're trying to give Pep Guardiola a selection headache. There's some players here that we might never see at Manchester City again after today. Kalvin Phillips, for example. So there we go. Darkness Knight said, had to drop in and hit a like. What a legend. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. And thanks for tuning in as well. So on the bench for Red Star today, you've got their backup goalkeeper, Vasiljevic. They've also got Milanovic, Deganek, Rodic, Stamanic, Katai, Kangwa, which is King Kagwa. It's not to be confused with Kagawa that used to play for Manchester United. Mitrovic, that's Stefan Mitrovic, not Aleksandar Mitrovic, the striker. Mijatovic, Lucic, Kabic, and Krasso is the bench for Crvena Zvezda today. For Manchester City, we're lining up in what looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation. Lining up with Stefan Ortega-Moreno in goal. It's a back four made up of Rico Lewis at right back and Sergio Gomez at left back. We're starting with John Stones. That's a big call. John Stones starts today with Manuel Akanji as our two centre-backs. In front of them, you've got Kalvin Phillips and Mateo Kovacic offering a bit of protection for the defence. Further ahead of them, it looks like, and I think Manchester City are going to change this up a little bit. I think it's going to be Matheus Nunes starting behind the striker. I potentially think it might be Mika Hamilton going on the right wing, Jack Grealish on the left wing with Oscar Bobb up top. You could rotate any of that front four. Sky Sports have got Mika Hamilton starting as Manchester City's striker today. He's a left winger, so it could be him going on the left and Jack Grealish either moves into the centre or up top. So potentially it could be Matheus Nunes on the right with Mika Hamilton on the left and Oscar Bobb playing as striker with Jack Grealish behind him, or Jack Grealish starting as the striker and Oscar Bobb behind him. That remains to be seen. Pep Guardiola clearly experimenting something here, but I do want to say kudos to number 92, Mika Hamilton, making his senior first-team debut for Manchester City today, which is absolutely fantastic to see, and hopefully he'll put in a good performance. Never know, might grab himself a goal, might just give Manchester City and Pep Guardiola a little bit of a selection headache as well, as was the point that was being made before by Boy Racer, that this Manchester City team that they've gone with today is going to be a hungry, motivated Manchester City team, hopefully with a point to prove. So looking forward to it. Should be a good game of football. A strongish team going out for Manchester City. Who could easily have just sent the EDS lads out if they wanted to and just call it quits and say we're taking this opportunity for a full rotation and to focus on the Premier League instead. They haven't done that. There's some first teamers in there, you know. Rico Lewis has been a regular amongst the City first team squad. John Stones, Manuel Akanji, Mateo Kovacic, Matheus Nunes, Jack Grealish. These are regulars amongst Manchester City's first team squad. So should be a really good game of football and hopefully some big performances. Hopefully another goal for Jack as well. That would be brilliant. Jay Garce and Jack Grealish starting today. Loving what I'm seeing from him so far this season. He's just started to turn his form around, grabbing a couple of goals. His movement looks sharper. His movement looks better. He looks more motivated. He looks like, dare I suggest that with Jeremy Doku's injury, that's settled Jack Grealish down because he knows for the foreseeable future over the next few days and maybe the next couple of weeks, he's not really got much competition for his place in the squad, which settles him down. It makes him relax. which gets the best out of Jack Grealish, which is what was getting in the second half of the season last season. But what I've really enjoyed over the last couple of games that Jack's featured in for Manchester City is he's really got himself known, involved, his movement sharper, and he's taking more of them gambles in and around the box. He does that more. Man City like to attack, they like to score goals. He'll be able to get himself them all-important goals and assists, and that at the end of the day is what you'll be looking for when it comes to an attacker. Of course, it's not the do-all and end-all of an attacker. We know that. Stats can be misleading, but if he's getting goals and he's grabbing assists, then it's going to do him no harm in him regularly featuring in the Manchester City starting 11. Now on the bench for Manchester City, we've got some more young players who could be making their debut, which would be great to see. True Grant, backup goalkeeper, on the bench today alongside Scott Carson. Ederson does not travel. I think he's been to a little knock, Ederson, so he's having a rest here, and he should be good to go for the weekend, you would think. So if Manchester City, they've got 5 substitutes available, could chuck on True Grant to make a debut for City at any point. We've got some senior first-team players around there as well. Kyle Walker, Nathan Ake, Josko Gvardiol, Ruben Dias, Phil Foden, Rodri, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva. Lots of options there. You will notice the big absentees. Jeremy Doku, he doesn't travel, and Erling Haaland as well has that foot injury, and Man City will assess again for the match against Crystal Palace. Also on the bench as well, a couple of other young players who could be making their debut for Manchester City today. Max Aline and also Mahamadou Sissoko as well could also be making their debut for Manchester City, so that would be absolutely fantastic. And it's nice to see some of the EDS lads travelling with the City squad and potentially getting some minutes here, making their debut. But you may mark my words here, today belongs to Mika Hamilton, making his senior first team debut and also making his first start for Manchester City as well. Kudos to him. Well done. So, in terms of my score prediction, I think this is going to be a very even game. I don't think it's going to be a classic. I think it's going to be very narrow. I'm hoping there's going to be a winner, mainly so we can have the talking points. I'm hoping it's not going to finish level. I think City can sneak this. I'm sticking to what I said in my preview. I think Manchester City win this game by 2-1, and I think the goals for City today, we're going to be relying upon our first team regulars. We're going to be relying on that experience. Jack Grealish, I think he grabs a goal for City today. It would be brilliant to see a great performance from Kalvin Phillips. Could well be his last ever game for Manchester City today. It'd be great to see him pop up and do something. It'd be great to see a Matheus Nunes or a Mateo Kovacic grabbing a goal, their first ever goal for Manchester City. That would be good to see. It'd be good to see a youngster like Oscar Bobb grab a goal as well. Mika Hamilton making his debut. May he have his debut and score on his debut as well. It does happen, so there's lots of attacking threats there for Manchester City. I find it interesting going with a back four, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can pick up the 3 points. Rico Lewis, Sergio Gomez playing as fullbacks today. Not sure, how do you feel about that one? I think that's where my concern is from the attacking sense for Red Star Belgrade today. So interesting to see just how they do here in this game. Bukhari grabbed a goal against Manchester City, of course, at the Etihad, and I think that's where Red Star's goal comes today, in my complete honest opinion. So there we go. That is the lineups for today's game. Don't forget to leave your score predictions in the live chat. Teddy going for a 2-0 victory today for Manchester City. Lydia, thanks for tuning in, says prediction for the Newcastle AC game. I think Newcastle will grab a win there. I think I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle. Borussia Dortmund taking on Paris Saint-Germain. I think it's going to finish 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund is my predictions. I think both of them games are taking place at 8 p.m. They are the early kickoffs today. Red Star Belgrade against Manchester City, with City 13-8 on firm favourites, with Red Star at 17-4, so just over 4-1. To win this game, a draw at 3-1. The other game in Germany, Leipzig taking on Young Boys. English Dawn, thanks for tuning in. It has mixed Sid with a Y. Put nutmeg in the Christmas punch. I've never had nutmeg before. There we go. Hrvatska, thanks for tuning in. Very interesting that you tune in for a match here in Serbia. It'll be interesting to see actually the reception that Mateo Kovacic receives in this game today from the Red Star Belgrade fans, of course, in Serbia. It'd be good. We're watching the game. The game is live on TNT Sports, BT Sport, here in the UK. It'd be nice if they had the build-up that could actually show some of the atmosphere and the players walking through the famous tunnel at Red Star. And we're not really having anything. They're just continuing to advertise themselves. Anyway, we're ready and we're good to go. Should be a good game of football. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 70 likes to 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat, including your score and team prediction for this game. Fans look ready and set to go. I know there's been a little bit of trouble last night between the Red Star fans and the Manchester City fans. I've heard a couple of people have got hurt and thoughts obviously with them. So all the Blues that have travelled out there, I think there's around 1,000 City fans hoping they're keeping safe. City have had to put extra precautions in place to make sure that the City fans do get in and out of the ground and safely and are able to get back into the city of Belgrade and enjoy the trip as well. So, yeah. So we are getting the build-up now. They are famed for lighting fireworks and everything off. But, yeah. It's UEFA don't allow it, so it's not going to happen as the two teams do make their way out of the tunnel. As there is a display put on by the fans. I say there's not allowed pyrotechnics and everything, but when we played Young Boys away, that were full of pyrotechnics, so there we go. So we are going to get the Champions League anthem very soon, so do feel free at home to boo along. Manchester City playing in their, it's like the electric lightning kit today. Interesting fact, the tunnel at Red Star is the longest in Europe. I think it's 750 yards to get from the dressing room through the tunnel to get to the pitch. As the Red Star fans get their chants going with the displays on show with the Champions League anthem playing. Nice to see the children, the sponsors there, giving a nice wave to the cameras. As the current champions of Europe are taking on the former champions of Europe from 1991. Well, the kid gives a thumbs up. I like it. Passionate sponsors on the pitch there. Fantastic to see. Right, the Champions League anthem has finished and we are going to be ready and set for kickoff very soon. So Manchester City today lining up with a 4-3-3 formation potentially. Could be a 4-2-2 or a 4-2-4 or a 4-2-3-1, whichever way you want to look at it. Manchester City lining up today. Stefan Ortega-Moreno in goal. A back four made up of Rico Lewis, John Stones, Manuel Akanji and Sergio Gomez. In midfield for Manchester City today you've got Kalvin Phillips. Alongside him Mateo Kovacic. You've also got Matheus Nunes and Oscar Bobb. You also have Jack Grealish and Mika Hamilton as well starting for Manchester City. For Red Star, they've got a couple of players, Stamanic and Rodic, both on yellow card warnings on the bench. You've also got Mijailovic and Hwang on yellow card warnings. But if they pick up a yellow card, it isn't going to matter for this season. I think, even though they're going out of Europe, if they do pick up a yellow, they'll serve that suspension next season if they make it into Europe, which at the moment currently sitting second in the Serbian league behind their rivals, City rivals Partizan, who they play next Wednesday in a big Belgrade derby. Does look like they're on course to potentially be in Europe once more. Do I think RB Leipzig will win? I don't think they'll care too much, to be fair. I think they're at home. I think they'll make that count against Young Boys. So I think they will win. But thank you very much to FMG for tuning in. Much appreciated. English Dawn going for a couple of draws in Newcastle's group. Going for a 1-1 draw between Dortmund and PSG, and Newcastle against AC Milan, and Newcastle to go out and join Manchester United in exiting out of the competition. Julia, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Manchester City have just got one player on a yellow card warning. That's Ruben Dias on the bench. So if he comes on and picks up a yellow card, he will be suspended for the last 16 first leg. As we're now on to 36 likes, just 64 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, as we do have kick-off here in this game between Red Star and Manchester City. Manchester City attacking from right to left, and Red Star attacking from left to right. Red Star playing in the red and white stripes, red shorts, red socks. Manchester City playing in their lightning kit today, which is like a navy blue, black colour with blue lightning bolts on it. Same colour shirts and same colour socks. Lydia asks, what do I reckon about Celtic v Feyenoord? 0-0. I don't think it'll be a very entertaining game. And we do have Sergio Gomez starting for Manchester City today. Here's Red Star then, moving the ball to the right-hand side. Cut off well by Sergio Gomez. Manuel Akanji issues the instruction to Stefan Ortega-Moreno to take control of the ball. And Manchester City can, after a minute here, have their first possession of the game. Here is Stefan Ortega-Moreno then for Manchester City. Under pressure, works it into the centre. Mateo Kovacic receives the ball. Back to Kovacic. Ortega-Moreno takes the touch, works it to the right-hand side. John Stones can't get it under control. Rico Lewis will keep that ball in and will work it back to John Stones, who's captain in Manchester City today. Here is Mateo Kovacic now. Works the ball into midfield and picked up by Oscar Bobb. That's good work. And here's Matheus Nunes now. First chance for Manchester City really to get forward. And Matheus Nunes using his pace really well. Matheus Nunes! Squared across Jack Grealish. First chance here maybe. City looked like they were going to ask the question that they wanted a penalty. Jack Grealish had his shirt pulled. Doesn't go down. And Red Star managed to get the players back, and City forced backwards there. What a run from Matheus Nunes. Fantastic run. In the end, City worked the ball back to Stefan Ortega-Moreno in goal. Here's Ortega-Moreno. Geordie, thanks for tuning in. I hear the lads cheering on. Big game, really big game for Newcastle. Qualification on the line. Couldn't be bigger. St James's Park, AC Milan. It'll be a good game of football, that I'm sure. Anything can happen in that group as well. Matty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Lydia says the hard one. Antwerp against Barcelona. Barcelona already through and in first place. I think Barcelona win that game. I'm going to go for a 2-0 solid win for Barcelona. As we're now 62 likes away from 100 likes. Here it is. Jack Grealish on the left for Manchester City. Towards the penalty area, into the penalty area, to the byline. Cross comes in. It's a good ball. Headed clear only as far as Rico Lewis. Here is Hamilton now. So it looks like Mika Hamilton's gone on the right wing for Manchester City. Lydia, no problem at all. And it is, Matty, nice to see John Stones on the pitch. Getting some more regular minutes. I don't want him to do a full 90, I don't think, here. English Dawn says, I presume means Oscar Bobb there. A massive chance for him today to prove a point. and say, I should be getting more minutes. He is, of course, Man City's promoted player in place of Cole Palmer, who left. Here's Akanji. Works the ball back to the keeper. Combination of Kalvin Phillips and Manuel Akanji sees Manchester City just have the football inside their own penalty area. Kalvin Phillips is not going to be kept in this time. Too heavy, given away, and out for a throw into Red Star. Sent up high, keeping the ball pretty well. Not managed to create themselves any opportunities as of yet, and that's going to be given away and into a good area here for City that they could start maybe thinking about the counter-attack. Here is Matheus Nunes. Big game for Matheus today. Matty, I agree. I think I'd probably give him 60 minutes. Take him off. Keeps him nice and fresh. A good 60 minutes. And take him off. Oh, that's what I'd do anyway. So 5 minutes in here in Belgrade. 0-0 between Red Star and Manchester City. Ortega-Moreno works it. A good ball out to Jack Grealish as well. Not the best of passes from Jack, and that's going to go all the way back to Akanji, and he's just going to work it back again to Ortega-Moreno. Seen a lot of the ball, Stefan Ortega-Moreno here. Plays a nice pass through the middle, and that will be a free kick to Manchester City. Oscar Bobb is under pressure, taken down, and a free kick given. City want a free kick, not given, and Red Star can come away with the ball. It was Mika Hamilton caught in possession there. Ball gets played forward and John Stones will win that header and he'll head it back comfortably to Ortega-Moreno to pick up. Matty. I didn't get to check out the game, just saw the result. Congratulations to the City youngsters for making it through to the next round. City do tend to take the youth games very seriously in the Champions League, very seriously. So it never surprises me that we don't see too many of the EDS and the under-19s with the City first team squad in dead rubbers, because City do take that very seriously. And whilst Man City may already be through here, if there's still work to be done in the youngsters game, then City will always take that opportunity to do that. As FMG said, it was 1-0 Leipzig, but it's gone back to 0-0, so there must have been a VAR check. I'm not sure, I've not got the game on, so... English tournament having half-time Bovril. Controversial, but I'm just not a fan of Bovril. Not a fan. So no. Here is Manchester City now through Mika Hamilton. Gives the ball to Rico Lewis. Got nowhere to go. It's good defending from Red Star. They force City back. City are seeing a lot of the ball here, and first goal could be crucial to deciding who wins this game. As Rico Lewis has the ball now to Matheus Nunes. MB. I'd be surprised if we see many first team senior players come off the bench. There's no real point for them to come off and come on here if they're already pretty sharp. Unless City are maybe chasing a win or chasing a result. I don't really see why City would want to go and do that. Considering it's a dead rubber game, there's nothing to play for. Which is why I've seen so many changes here in the first 11. Other than the first team players, the likes of John Stones, maybe Jack Grealish and Manuel Akanji, who started here, they might go off. Everyone else I thought would probably stay on the pitch, to be honest. Even Kovacic and Nunes, who could be quite important for City over the next few weeks. Because they need sharpness, they need their minutes, so good opportunity here for them both to get 90 minutes under the names. What I'd be looking for. That should be a free kick to Red Star, and is. Bit of grappling going on in the midfield there, and a free kick given to Red Star. 9 minutes in here in Serbia, 0-0. Ball gets played long by Glazer in goal. Header won by John Stones. A towering header there by John Stones. Means Red Star do take control of the loose ball, but only momentarily, and City can have a bit of possession, but Mika Hamilton ends up getting dispossessed, and Red Star can have the ball back once more. All good practice this for Hamilton. Really good practice. Get up to speed with the men's game, a competitive men's game. Making his debut as well, he can suss out the level that he's looking at, and quite frankly, the only way you're going to find out if you're ready and capable of performing at such a high level is getting that exposure to it, and that's what he's got here. Great opportunity for him. Hopefully he can put in a good performance for City as well today. Here's Jack Grealish. Works the ball backwards to Manuel Akanji, and City just knocking it round midfield once more. Here's Sergio Gomez back to Manuel Akanji, and Akanji is going to send this one long upfield. Header will be won by Red Star, and they'll take control of the ball just inside the Manchester City half. City currently got everybody camped inside their own half after that possession game from Crvena Zvezda. Keeper has sliced his clearance there, and that could allow Jack Grealish to win the ball back for City there, but not the best of touches, means Red Star can come away with the ball. City just knocking this ball around. Jack, thanks for tuning in. City lining up today with a 4-3-3 formation. So Stefan Ortega-Moreno starts in goal. It's Rico Lewis at right back, Sergio Gomez at left back, with John Stones and Manuel Akanji as the two centre-backs. In midfield, you've got Kalvin Phillips, Mateo Kovacic and Matheus Nunes. On the right wing, you've got Mika Hamilton. On the left wing, you've got Jack Grealish, and up top, Oscar Bobb. As Jack Grealish, I think, had the wind knocked out of him. It's just gone down for Manchester City. City put the ball out, and he's going to receive a bit of treatment from the physios. Jack looks alright, to be honest. I think he's just had the wind knocked out of him. He's holding his hip. Not too sure what Jack's done. It'd be a big blow to lose Jack just after he started to find his feet nicely. And he's walking. The referee just tells Jack Grealish to receive treatment on the touchline. Does mean Phil Foden's gone out to warm up for City. Hopefully not injured, and he'll be good to continue there, Jack Grealish. It looks like Jack Grealish is good to go, and he comes back onto the pitch and is trotting around, which is good. Andy, good evening, says on his way home in the car. How are the kids doing today? We've got a couple of youngsters, Oscar Bobb, Mika Hamilton, Rico Lewis starting for Manchester City today, but there's a fair few rotated players. I think they've settled in all right, to be honest. It's a heavily rotated City team. It's always going to look a bit disjointed. It's not going to be a fluid performance today, we know that. But 14 minutes in, Red Star have not created anything. Look pretty comfortable in possession. We look lively when we've tried to burst forward. We just need to try and convert that into opportunities and into shots, and hopefully grab a goal, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, not too bad. English John says Co-op Live, the arena being built next to the Etihad Stadium, just by the tram line. It says they've applied for a late night drinks licence for 4:30 and 5 a.m. That's very late. I wonder if they're going to be putting bars in there and they want to keep them open at night, is the reason that they're doing that, rather than specifically planning to have concerts and things on until the early hours. Most arenas like for things to be cleared away by around 11 p.m, 10:30, 11 p.m. But if you've got the bars open, people can still choose to use them, and if they have extra revenue, you know, you've got a functioning bar in a heavily built-up area in Manchester. You know, doesn't have to be just used for concerts and shows. It can be used in everyday use as a bar. As Red Star into the penalty area here, and the square ball across. Looking for the shot. It's a good block by John Stones. And City can come forward with the ball. Erling Haaland back in training tomorrow. It'd be good news if he is back in training tomorrow. I think City will just do a fitness test ahead of Crystal Palace. I'd be considering resting Julian Alvarez here. I don't really see a need to rush Erling Haaland back. And I think if he's fit, I think I'd put him on the bench. Maybe give him 10-15 minutes against Palace if we need to. And see where we go from there. The last thing we want is for him to do any damage to his foot. He ends up with a broken bone and being out for anywhere between 6 weeks and 2-3 months. The Red Star giving the ball away high up. Matheus Nunes now. It's had a bright 16 minutes for City so far. Jack Grealish works the ball to Kalvin Phillips. Turns into danger. And that's a good ball from Red Star, and Stefan Ortega-Moreno, alert to the danger, wins a header and puts it out of play for a throw-in. Oh my God, English Dawn. 32 bars. Try in each one. A drink in each one. That's a challenge in itself. Jesus, man. I like to live. Wowzers, 32 alcoholic beverages in a row. That is hard. Still awaiting our first real good opportunity here in this game. 17 minutes in. 0-0. Akanji. Nice ball over to the right. Mika Hamilton. What can he do? Young lad making his debut. Finds a pass to Matheus Nunes. Here's Rico Lewis for Manchester City. Forced backwards. Stones gives it to Matheus Nunes. Might go with a cross here. He does. It's not a bad ball. Nobody there. Red Star are happy for that to go out of play for a throw-in on the left-hand side. As we're now 58 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Throw in then for Red Star. I love how coordinated European fans are. Scarves held aloft, chanting happening not just in one stand or one section, around the whole stadium. It looks impressive, it looks good. As I said, Red Star are known for their atmosphere. Sergio Gomez commits a foul, a free kick to Red Star, which is pinged across to the left-hand side into the City half. Pass comes in for Ndiaye, cut off by John Stones. He will get that clear for Manchester City as well, and will, as a bonus, find Matheus Nunes. He goes down under a shoulder challenge, which the referee deems to be a free kick. Manchester City can have control of the ball. Jack asks, what do I think of Kalvin Phillips? He's a good player. I mean, Manchester City is a step too far for him. I don't think he's the right player that we were looking for. And I always felt sorry that he plays in the exact same position and same role as Rodri. And throughout that first season that he was at City, wasn't ever going to work because Rodri's too good. City have a chance here. Hamilton into the penalty area. Shot comes in. Oh, it's a great finish on his debut. It's Mika Hamilton into the roof of the net, giving Manchester City the lead. What a goal! What a finish! Mika Hamilton, take a bow. First real opportunity of the game. And Manchester City lead. It's an assist for Matheus Nunes. Is he offside? I'm not going to change the score just yet. Oh, it's a great little shimmy onto his right foot. Takes the defender that extra half a yard into the roof of the net. I tell you, any attacking player would be proud of that finish. I really hope he's onside here. This goal doesn't deserve to be chalked off. What a finish. Right through the keeper, into the roof of the net. It's a fantastic finish from Mika Hamilton. I'm just waiting for the decision that the goal's been given or not. Referee, there is a VAR check for offside. Referee's just listening. Goal given, fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted for Mika Hamilton. Absolutely delighted. Manchester City lead here by 1-0, and what a finish. What a finish. Right, back to Jack's point. Says, what do I think of Kalvin Phillips? I think Manchester City is a step too far for him. I don't think he's right for Manchester City. I feel sorry in his first season because he plays in the same position and same role that Rodri was doing. There wasn't that space in the City squad for Kalvin Phillips. And I just think he's a good player. I don't think he's a great player, and I don't think he's the level that City are looking for. And he reminds me of a player when I was at Leeds. He's that big fish, small pond, comes to the big pond. He's now a small fish, and I don't think it suited his game. He's a good player. You don't get any England or England squad without being a good player. He was a great player at Leeds as well. He's just not got them opportunities, and he's not going to get them opportunities at Manchester City. So unfortunately, it's not going to work out for him. It doesn't help that Pep Guardiola, I don't think, trusts him. He came back from the World Cup last year, overweight according to Pep, and he's not really had a look in since. I think, to give him credit, he wanted to fight for his place this season. That's why he never requested to leave in the summer, when maybe Man City wanted to move him on. He said he wanted to fight for his place. City happy with the attitude to keep him, but the opportunities still aren't there. And I think if Kalvin Phillips doesn't leave City in January, I don't think them opportunities are going to come for him, and I don't think he'll be in the England squad for the European Championships in Germany in June. So I think he'll leave. Unlikely on loan. I don't know where he's going to end up. We'll see. Something for me to cover a lot, I'm sure, in my upcoming daily Manchester City transfer updates from January 1st for you guys to look forward to once more, as we've now got over 50 people in the room now. So welcome. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please do leave a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. And do subscribe as well. Manchester City leading here in Belgrade thanks to a debut goal for Mika Hamilton. Great finish as well into the roof of the net. Larissa says, is there any underdog teams for the matches today? Let's have a look at the matches and see if there is an underdog team. There's always an underdog team. I'd probably say... probably Royal Antwerp against Barcelona is probably where the underdog is. English Dawn, it's a great debut for Mika Hamilton. Matty's loving it. Mika Hamilton, from being a ball boy to scoring on his senior debut for Manchester City in the Champions League as well. Can't take that away from him. It was a good finish. Rico Lewis gives the ball away, and it's a great recovery. Sorry, not Rico Lewis. Who was it that gave the ball away? Rico Lewis was the one that just did the interception, sorry. I think it was Matheus Nunes caught high up. And City just managed to see that one out. And I think it's important now that City just start to build. They've got the lead here. Keep pushing. See if they can find that killer second goal. As I said at the start of the stream, City are bidding to do something we've not done before. That's win 6 Champions League group games out of 6. We've never done maximum points. We've never finished on 18 points before in our history. It's never happened. Today could be that day. And so far, so good. That should be a free kick for Manchester City, and is. As Matheus Nunes brought down just outside the City penalty area. So a free kick for Manchester City. And onside. And he was just onside. It was the backside of the defender keeping Mika Hamilton onside. It was a very close call, that one. But very swift, very prompt. They used different technology in the Champions League to that of the Premier League. The Premier League had the choice to use the same technology in the summer, and they said no. Should have said yes. I'm sure they'll say yes next summer. It's speedy, it's prompt, it's precise. It's accurate. Can't argue against it. Lex Key, thanks for tuning in. I'm not too sure what you've said. I can understand the Manchester City part. So, hopefully something good about Manchester City. Matty says, am I planning on going to any City games in the new year? Not got any City games planned coming up in the foreseeable, to be fair. There was somebody on Instagram that had messaged me that I put JSGC's just, it's Christmas time, it's New Year and stuff. There's so much going on. I'm pretty skint. Pretty poor, not got much money, so no, I'll probably just stick to providing regular live watch-alongs for the foreseeable future till the bank balance looks a little bit healthier, and then we'll start going to some more games. Hopefully, be able to get to the Etihad a couple more times before the end of the season. It'd be nice. Never know, might be the Champions League last 16, maybe. Depends on who we draw and the prices and stuff. As always, it's not cheap. Following Manchester City Football Club, it's not cheap having football as a hobby as a whole. But yeah, I'm sure I'll get to a couple of games before now. Red Star just having a little spell with the ball here, right on this edge of the City penalty area, and a chance to put a shot in, and it's turned, and shot comes in, and it's desperately unlucky. Really unlucky. It's wide in the end. From that angle, it looked like it was bending in. Mateo Kovacic sold the dummy there. Too much of a bend on it. It's over the top of the crossbar. Unlucky that, really unlucky. Probably Red Star's best chance of the game so far. And over the top of the crossbar. As we're nearly at halfway to our 100-like goal. Nearly at 50 now. And City's discipline in midfield just disappearing at the moment. Here's Matheus Nunes. Lovely show of feet, lovely show of pace. That will be a free kick for Manchester City as well. Matheus Nunes looks like a man possessed today. Already grabbed himself an assist. Looks like he might want a goal. Manuel Akanji works the ball to Rico Lewis. And City can come forward here. Just stops inside the Red Star half and works it backwards into City's half again once more to John Stones. He'll give the ball here to Sergio Gomez. Here's Jack Grealish. Puts a cross into the box. It's deep, and with Mika Hamilton lurking and clearly showing his quality. With grabbing City's opening goal, the defender takes no chances, puts the ball out of play for a corner to Manchester City. First corner, I think, of the game, as we do hit 50 likes. So thank you very much to everybody that has left a thumbs up so far. We are halfway to our like goal of 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well. Here is Oscar Bobb. Passes the corner out to Mateo Kovacic. Back to Oscar Bobb once more. City have sent players forward. It'd be good to get a ball into the box. Matheus Nunes chooses to, and it ricochets everywhere, and a good ball in that from Matheus Nunes, dealt with well by Red Star. The clearance isn't the best, and Kalvin Phillips will give the ball to Matheus Nunes. He thought he might be tempted to put another ball into the box. He doesn't. Does though. Work the ball into Mateo Kovacic. He has a shot, and his low effort is blocked, and Red Star think about coming forward here, and Ndiaye's got a chase with Rico Lewis. He wins that chase, goes with the early ball, and that's good goalkeeping. Really good goalkeeping from Stefan Ortega-Moreno. He just slides in, makes the interception for Manchester City, and he'll just slow everything down. 29 minutes in here in Belgrade. It's Manchester City leading by a 1-0 thanks to a debut goal for Mika Hamilton. That's a lovely touch from Oscar Bobb. Allows Manchester City to come forward with Jack Grealish. Works the ball towards the right-hand side, looking for Hamilton. Headed clear by Red Star, only as far as Mateo Kovacic. Gives the ball to Oscar Bobb. Here's Mika Hamilton now on the right. Back to Oscar Bobb. He's got the support of Matheus Nunes. Uses that support. Rico Lewis picks the ball up now. Here's Sergio Gomez for Manchester City. Gone into a more central area, looking to try and invert. Rico Lewis crying for the ball. Gets the ball from Kalvin Phillips. Rico Lewis now just pushing City forward. Works it to the right wing. Here's Mika Hamilton to Oscar Bobb. Lovely combination on this right-hand side. Rico Lewis, Oscar Bobb and Mika Hamilton. And that's great work and great footwork from Oscar Bobb. Has a shot. Blocked well by Red Star, and they can come forward now. Kay, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. English Dawn says, if City win, only one English club has ever won all 6 group games before, and Manchester City on the verge of potentially doing so here. And English Dawn, spot on, going over the point I made earlier in the stream. It's City's last attempt to do 6 out of 6 in the group stage, because the format will change from next season. So it'll be interesting to see how the new system works next season. Still has a group stage. I think it's more of an open draw than what it is at the Mo. As we're on to 55 likes now. Michael, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Hoping for a Manchester City victory today. Me too. Rotten Man, thanks for tuning in. So he's got a bet on Manchester City today. I'm sure you'll be very pleased to see City 1-0 ahead. T1, thanks for tuning in as well. It is on the 31st minute. That now ticks over to 32 minutes. We're 32 minutes in here in Serbia. Manchester City leading by 1-0 against Crvena Zvezda. English Dawn, as far as I'm aware, it's still top 4 from the Premier League, qualify for the Champions League next season. And Tuongi, I like the enthusiasm there. Saying City are going to win this game. Hope you're all right. Rotten Man, I'm going for a... what was it I said before? Was it 2-0 Leipzig? I'm going for the match against Young Boys. Currently 0-0 last time I looked. 33rd minute now. Manchester City starting to dominate the ball. Again, we've scored a goal, but there hasn't been many opportunities for either side in this game so far. Here is Jack Grealish. Plays a good pass into Mateo Kovacic. He goes first time, and Matheus Nunes, how's he missed? How's Matheus Nunes missed that? His blushes are spared because I think the offside flag's gone up, but that's a great ball from Jack. He makes a clean connection. I don't understand how he's not put that ball in the net. I think Kovacic just gone slightly early. And he puts it wide. That's how it goes. That's how he misses. As we're nearly on to 60 likes now. Only 2 away. Great effort so far. Matty, terrible. Absolutely terrible. John Stones captain in Manchester United. Manchester United could only dream of having John Stones. They've got Harry Maguire. They can stick to having him. Glazer in goal for Red Star launches the ball forward. Header won by Red Star, but gathered up well on that loose second ball by Manchester City, and they can come away with the possession once more. Here's Rico Lewis. Gives the ball to Johnny Stones. Captain for Manchester City today, not Manchester United. Matheus Nunes picks the ball up and works it to Rico Lewis now. Here is Mika Hamilton making his debut and goal scorer for Manchester City. Works the ball back to Rico Lewis once more. Matheus Nunes gives the ball again to Rico Lewis on this right-hand side. Divyam, thanks for tuning in, says Matheus Nunes looking really good today. Hope he can become Gundo's replacement like Rodri became the perfect replacement for Fernandinho. Well, you need that first season to settle in. If you remember rightly, Rodri in that first season was a little bit inconsistent. He didn't look fantastic at times. Settled himself in. In second season, he really excelled. And since then, has made this spot his own. And he's become one of the best holding midfielders in the world now. And nothing to say that Matheus Nunes couldn't step up his game. He's looked very good for Manchester City. He's been bursting forward, showing that burst of energy. He's been dictating. He's took control of Man City's midfield for me today. Maybe that's the instruction from Pep Guardiola. That's not a good ball from Rico Lewis. It's a great touch from Pep on the touchline, though. See that touch from Pep Guardiola? Ho, 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 ho. Get Pep on. Get the shorts on, Pep. On you go. Great touch. Here's Red Star coming forward once more. And Akanji does enough. And City can come away with the ball. Fanishan says Manchester City playing too slow. The pace of the game's very slow at the mo. To be fair, there hasn't been much created at all. First 36 minutes. Dare I suggest a little bit boring. City have just had that one opportunity and put the ball into the back of the net. We had our second through Matheus Nunes, but Mateo Kovacic in the build-up was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. So, alas, it stays at one opportunity created for City, one goal. Ortega-Moreno just sends the ball long to nobody, to his goalkeeping counterpart at the other end, Glazer, to pick up. Is Red Star coming forward again? It's their ball, their creativity that's lacking, Red Star. They're not exposing City's defence. And here's Matheus Nunes. Here's Matheus Nunes, that bursting run. He did one earlier. He's doing another in the penalty area. Matheus Nunes, he just can't get the pass right. Jack wanted it. He tries to thread one through to Oscar Bobb. There's too much on the pass. Matheus Nunes, he's playing like prime Yaya Toure, just bursting forward. These lovely direct runs. It's the right idea to play that pass. There's just too much on it from Matheus Nunes. City got the ball back again though, but not a good pass again, and it's cleared. Header should be won by Kalvin Phillips, and is. Ball knocking around, and Kalvin Phillips judged to have been a bit too aggressive there, and free kick given against Kalvin Phillips on Kinga, and Red Star are going to have a free kick just inside their own half. And yeah, probably the correct decision, I think. Yeah, just barges into the back of him. So 7 minutes plus whatever's to be added on here remaining of the first half. Not being a fluid performance from Manchester City. It never was with the amount of changes that have been made. But it's getting the job done. We lead by a goal to nil. I'm happy with that. Any which way but win. Here's City coming forward. Jack Grealish on the left-hand side into the penalty area. Jack Grealish tries to square a ball across out of play for a corner to Manchester City. English done. It is fantastic to see Matheus bedding himself in. Divyam says, get Nunes next to Rodri next match, is what he'd like to see. Well, there's an open gap in Manchester City's midfield for any midfielder, whether that be Mateo Kovacic, if Jack Grealish wants to go into the centre, Matheus Nunes. There is a spot available in that City midfield if any player wants to just grab that opportunity with both hands. We're crying out for central midfielders. Crying out for them. Jack Grealish. I don't know what that was from Jack Grealish. Shot, cross, I don't know. Out for a goal kick. Just went right next to the corner flags, how far away it was. And a wasted corner that for Manchester City. And clock ticks away. 6 minutes or so remaining here in the first half. In Belgrade, it's Red Star Belgrade 0, Manchester City 1. Leading through a goal for Mika Hamilton, making his debut for Manchester City today. With a well-taken goal into the roof of the net, which has given Manchester City the lead here. Sergio Gomez. Cell phone. Quite possibly could see a Matheus Nunes goal. He looks up for it. Let's check the Leipzig. That's in the 40th minute, 0-0 there. Atmosphere's just started to quieten down at the stadium now. Man City getting a firm grip on the game. What we don't want to do is gift them a goal by giving the ball away high up like we just have. Work to the left-hand side. 6 forward here for Red Star, and they just go for a shot straight into the hands of Ortega-Moreno. They're wide open for a counter-attack if City wants it. Jack Grealish, though, can't control the ball. And out of play for a throw-in. It's not been Jack Grealish's best half of football, I don't think. It'll be interesting to see in the second half, should Manchester City choose to make any changes or not, who they would make them changes for, and who may come on. Into the 41st minute, Manchester City leading here by a goal to 0, with Mika Hamilton scoring the goal, the only goal of the game on 19 minutes. Divyam, our academy players are fantastic. There's a reason why they get sold on for profit for so much money. Because they're good players. They're excellent players. The standard at Manchester City for a young player to even make it to the EDS must be astronomical. There's the potential that you may not make it at Manchester City. Doesn't mean you're a failure, though. Standards are just that high. It might not work out for you at Manchester City, but it could work out somewhere else. And you learn your trade at Manchester City, and that's what they're so good at doing. And I think in the next 2 or 3 years, that's when we're going to be speaking about the likes of Mika Hamilton and wanting them regularly in and around the Manchester City first team squad. As Manchester City come forward here, Matheus Nunes pivots so well, finds the pass, Kalvin Phillips. It's an excellent pass from Kalvin Phillips into Rico Lewis, and Lewis now can get forward here for Manchester City. He's got the support of Hamilton on the right, chooses to go down that path. Hamilton doesn't play the pass back. He's got 3 around him, he's got nowhere to go. Have a gamble, just run for the byline. There's space there, he goes backwards instead. John Stones keeps hold of the ball for Manchester City. Probably the sensible thing, just to keep hold of the ball. Pep Guardiola is all about ball retention. Look like Rico Lewis just strayed offside, and he has, and the offside flag does go up. I would like to see City find a way to get Oscar Bobb involved a little bit more here. Would be good, and a free kick given against Manchester City once more. Hwang it is that goes down. Tells the Red Star players just to calm it down. It's only 1-0. They're still in it. Ball gets played into the channel there from Red Star, cut off well by John Stones, showing all his experience there. Might be a changed back four here for Manchester City, but as a whole, John Stones and Manuel Akanji really made their experience count. Looked like a very settled centre-back pairing so far. all in all, City have looked very settled. They've got a well-taken goal. They'd just like to see a little bit more creativity and a little bit more tenacity in attack in the second half. Push and try and get that killer second goal. That's a great pass from Akanji into Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes can do one of them powerful runs that he's been doing all game. Finds Mika Hamilton, squared across. Oscar Bobb just couldn't get there. Jack Grealish keeps that one in. And this falls nicely. Kalvin Phillips! Just wide from Kalvin Phillips. That's good play. Nearly an assist for Mika Hamilton. Played it in towards Oscar Bobb. And just desperately unlucky. Just a little bit too much zip on the ball. Just takes it slightly beyond Oscar Bobb for a tap in there. Fanashan, I did, yeah, I heard about it. The games got suspended, didn't they, in Turkey? They're going to get underway again next weekend. It's opened up a can of worms again on referees, hasn't it? I mean, I get frustrated at referees, but I don't go onto the pitch and physically assault somebody for doing a job, regardless of thoughts. Mental. Absolutely mental. So we're into the first of just 1 minute added on here in the first half. Hwang with the ball. Red Star, they've got enough time here to create one more chance, maybe. Not the greatest of passes. Maybe it might be Man City creating an opportunity here. Here's Akanji coming forward. 20 seconds or so to try and create something. And Jack Grealish goes down under a really heavy challenge there. And I think that's going to be the first yellow card. And it is Spajic that goes into the book there. Jack Grealish felt every bit of that. It's late. It's the follow through on the thighs coming together there. Really big hit that for Jack. And the first yellow card is out. So Man City may as well just put a ball into the box here. They're 1 minute up. You know, get John Stones, get Akanji forward. Dink a ball into the box, see if you can win that first ball and create something from the second. There's no real time to do anything else. City do like to pass the ball around, but just not enough time to be doing that. But City do lead, so we'll see. Jack, Kevin De Bruyne, I think we're looking at January time, and City do pass it round, and yeah, the referee's going to say, you know what, you had the chance to put the ball into the box, you haven't. I'm going to blow the whistle instead for half-time, and Manchester City lead here by 1-0 in Belgrade, thanks to a debut goal for Mika Hamilton. And Jack Grealish really unhappy with something, moaning and complaining to the referee. I presume about that challenge that just went in. A really heavy challenge on Jack Grealish. Yellow card was given. The Red Star fans trying to get their atmosphere involved again. They know full well that the players going into the tunnel are going to be making their way down through that stand, so they'll be able to hear everything that's happening above them to try and intimidate Manchester City going into the second half. But that's been a very cool, collective, calm performance for City, and the lead by 1-0. I will go through the stats for this game in just 1 second. So Manchester City do lead, so do let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Well taken goal for Mika Hamilton. Divyam says, as boring as this game is, or might look to be, in context of Man United going out of Europe completely, this feels quite good, not having to play without any pressure. Speaking of the gap between the two clubs, I think you're absolutely spot on there. Absolutely spot on. Man City have worked hard in the first 5 group games to put us in the position that we can do this rotation and we can take it easy for a game. December's schedule is always difficult. So if you've got a game where you can take it easy for a game, then fantastic. If you can win that game, it's a bonus, and that's what City are doing so far. Rightio, so get the stats up for this game. So Manchester City leading thanks to a 19th minute goal for Mika Hamilton. City dominating the ball. 67% possession compared with 33% possession for Red Star. 3 shots for Red Star, 1 on target, 4 for Manchester City with 1 on target, coming away with that goal. It's not been a classic. 165 passes for Red Star, 333 for Manchester City. No clear-cut chances created, a couple of corners for City, but none for Red Star, and that's very much been it, really. Ortega-Moreno's had 1 save to make, where I thought the cross was probably the better option. There's been a couple of, not even half, maybe quarter chances for Manchester City. For Kalvin Phillips with 1 just before. Nothing else really to mention. Matheus Nunes looks very lively for Manchester City. Mika Hamilton was a well-taken goal, as good a goal as you'll see, I think, today. Pretty much it. Man City lead. Hopefully for the second half we can continue to play good football, possession-based football, get a bit more creativity in there. Don't be scared to take your man on and maybe take a risk and have a shot and go from there, in my complete honest opinion. So do let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Do leave a thumbs up as well, as we're now just 36 likes away from 100 likes. Just going round the grounds, as this is the early kickoff in the Champions League. There's only one other game, and that is RB Leipzig taking on Young Boys. That's at half-time in Germany, and that is 0-0. Remember, Manchester City have already finished first. Leipzig have already finished second. Young Boys have already finished third. And Red Star have already finished fourth. So everything is already decided and is very much a dead rubber. You've got other games taking place in the Champions League that do have things on the line. You've got Atletico Madrid taking on Lazio in Madrid. Dortmund taking on PSG. Big game to keep an eye on in Germany. Celtic taking on Feyenoord at Parkhead in Glasgow in Scotland. You've got Porto taking on Shakhtar Donetsk. You've got Royal Antwerp taking on Barcelona. And do keep an eye on the other English side playing today. Newcastle United at home against AC Milan. A negative result for them could well see them exit out of the competition and join Manchester United in going out of the Champions League. Manchester United not even got Europa League football. They've dropped out of Europe altogether. So that is what's on the line there in some big games coming up in the 8 p.m. kickoff. We will have confirmation of all the groups sorted by 10 p.m. GMT today, and Manchester City will know which teams have finished second and which teams we could potentially face in the last 16 of the Champions League. So yeah, got that to look forward to. So thank you everybody for watching so far, much appreciated. Do leave a thumbs up, 35 likes away from 100 likes. Do subscribe, social media links there in the description, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship or any videos or any general business inquiries. And speaking of my description, you can go and find my partner channel links in there, including Mixid, who is providing today's halftime entertainment for you guys to enjoy. So do sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some snacks. I'll see you ready for the second half. This is Mixid making you the Purple Witch cocktail. Enjoy.
Happy Halloween, everyone! And today's Halloween cocktail, what we're going to do to celebrate Halloween is go back to the 1980s. So this is one my parents go to the 1980s. So it's a little bit of a take on the snake bite. So with snake bite, it's cider and lager mixed together, but with the Purple Witch, which is what we're making today, or in some other regions of UK, the Purple Nasty. So we're going back into time to make this classic drink. So it's cider and lager mixed together, 50-50, and then of course, black currant, and then what makes it unique, a little bit different from the snake bite and black, is the Pernod to make the Purple Witch or Purple Nasty. And it was all the rage. Like I said, it's a bit of loopy juice. That's one way of putting this drink, loopy juice. And I will show you guys how to make this classic drink from the 1980s. So here's a spooky one for you, Purple Witch. Right, so what we're going to put in first is the lager. Where is my madness? I just plunged straight in. Let's pour it like a proper barman. If you ever had a purple witch or purple nasty, do let me know in the comments below. So what we're going to do now is add the blackcurrant. And to finish it off, let's add the Pernod. There we go. And with those 4 ingredients, it makes the purple witch or purple nasty. And it's simple as that. So it's a fun one for the party, like that. Because it's a classic one to get started with if you want a bit of memorabilia, or if you like 1980s, or if you like 1980s music, play it along to Thriller to celebrate your Halloween. So happy Halloween, this is the Purple Witch. I can see why it's called Lupa Juice, especially with the Pernod. That's the strongest tasting note that I'm getting from this. It's an unusual combination because I've made a snake bite before, and a snake bite in black with the blackcurrant, and it's a little bit of an unusual one, but it will get you very, very drunk quick if you drink enough of these. But as always, drink responsibly as well, because I do enjoy your Halloween. But that, I could certainly drink a few of those. I'll be honest, I could drink a few. But I'll always prefer cider over lager any day of the week. It's because I'm not a massive lager fan. But I could certainly drink that, especially with a little bit of the Pernod and the blackcurrant as well. But that, my friends, is the Purple Witch or the Purple Nasty, depending where you are from in the UK. So that is the classic, going back in time to the 1980s. As I'll bring back many memories for my parents as well, as I'm sure. But this, guys, has been the Purple Witch. Do enjoy your Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. But if you are new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Mix It for more Halloween cocktails like this, as I will be doing one more Halloween cocktail before the big day itself. Happy Halloween, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you very much there to Mixed for providing today's halftime entertainment. Much appreciated. Do go and check him out. Links and details, they are in the description. As we're now just 32 likes away from 100 likes, so any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well if you are new around here. I don't think there's going to be any changes made here for the second half. I'll just have a quick browse onto Twitter, as they tend to be more ITK, more in the know. Let's have a look what they're saying. So, don't think there's going to be any changes. I do enjoy that in 2017, Pep Guardiola instructed a 13-year-old ball boy to speed up returning the ball to the Manchester City players. And 6 years later, that same ball boy is scoring for Manchester City in the Champions League in the form of Mika Hamilton. Love that. A lot of praise for Matheus Nunes. I was very impressed with Matheus Nunes' first half there. Very impressed. As I said, he was getting control of midfield. He was pushing himself forwards whenever he could. There's been a fair bit of trouble today again in Belgrade. Fan clashes once more. example says, do I think Omri Glazer, goalkeeper for Red Star, is going to get 4 saves today? It depends if we're going to create an attack. As to whether he's going to get them saves. He pulled off a load of saves at the Etihad, didn't he? So, I think if City turn up the intensity in the second half, potentially. He was a good goalkeeper. I was impressed with him at the Etihad. I don't think the keeper were too much at fault. I think he'd be pretty disappointed that the ball went through him for the first goal, but I think it was a good finish rather than bad goalkeeping for me. Example, yeah, we just need to hope for some attacks, we really do. Hopefully the second half will be a little bit more entertaining, because there wasn't much happening in that first half. It was a well-taken goal, but if that Mika Hamilton chance doesn't go into the back of the net, I think we'd all be sat here now saying this is a pretty boring game of football, 0-0, not much happening. So hopefully second half will be a little bit better. As we get a nice little drone shot of the stadium and the city of Belgrade as well. As I said, the word from here in the UK in the build-up to this has just all been about the violence that's been happening. I mean, Manchester City have only taken 1,000 fans down, and even such small numbers have had a fair bit of bother in Belgrade, both last night and today as well. So hopefully all the Blues that are out there will be able to keep themselves safe and be able to get themselves back home. It just baffles me. It's a football match. I don't really understand why people want to kick people's head in over a football match. There's no rivalry, there's no bitterness between the two teams. Baffles me. Anyway, players make their way out of Europe's longest tunnel and back out for the second half. I don't think there is going to be any changes here in the first half. And we enter into the last 45 minutes here of the Champions League group stages for the 2023-2024 season. There is going to be a change, actually. Phil Foden's going to come on. I presume this is going to be for Jack Grealish. It is going to be for Jack Grealish. Felt discomfort twice in the first half. Hopefully more of a precaution more than anything else. And Phil Foden will get the run out for the second half. So Phil Foden, you think, will just go on the left-hand side for Manchester City. And I think we're ready to get underway here for the second half. If there's any changes made by Red Star, and we are underway here. So we're just 30 likes now away from 100 likes. Hopefully we can hit that in the second half. Would be fantastic. Stefan Ortega-Moreno takes control of the ball. It was City that got us underway here for the second half. Ortega-Moreno works it to the left-hand side. And he will find Sergio Gomez, who takes control of the ball. Work back to Ortega-Moreno here. And he'll just play a ball into the gaps there. And that's well received by Phil Foden. Takes his first touch of the game and works the ball to Mika Hamilton, who's gone out on the left-hand side in place of Jack Grealish. And works nicely to Phil Foden, who's playing a more central role for Manchester City. And Oscar Bobb's been told to go on the right wing as of right now. So a little bit of a formation, or more of a player's role change for the second half of Manchester City. First half we saw Oscar Bobb going through the middle, Jack Grealish on the left and Mika Hamilton on the right. And second half here we see Mika Hamilton on the left, Phil Foden going through the middle on for Jack Grealish, and Oscar Bobb on the right hand side. Here's Mika Hamilton getting forward, doing really well, causing problems, and Kalvin Phillips can take control of the football here for Manchester City, works it to Mateo Kovacic. Now I'd like to have seen Kovacic drop a shoulder there. He had half a yard central to goal as well. He just went for the nice simple safe pass, and Matheus Nunes gets into a good space, works it back to Oscar Bobb here. Here's Rico Lewis for Manchester City, just on the outside of the Red Star penalty area. Oscar Bobb receives the ball once more. As we're now just 28 likes away from 100 likes. Here's Kalvin Phillips. Gives the ball to Phil Foden. Here's Mika Hamilton now. Oh, lovely from Mika Hamilton. Mika Hamilton! Oh! Desperately unlucky from Mika Hamilton. I love that from English Dawn. Mika Hamilton is quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton's getting old now. That's about the new Hamilton in town. Mika Hamilton for Manchester City, making a name for himself today. So close to getting a brace on his debut for Manchester City. Desperately unlucky. He's an exciting prospect. I want him in the squad for Crystal Palace. I think he deserves a place in the Manchester City squad. Maybe not starting, but on the bench. Here's Oscar Bobb for Manchester City now. Oh, he turns his man well. Can get the cross. And Matheus Nunes goes for an audacious overhead kick. Doesn't get it right. He's gone down injured. And that'll be desperately unlucky for Matheus Nunes to get an injury. He's played so well, gets into a really good position. He's in pain. I think is he in tears? Oh, he is. He's done something. He is in pain here. What's happened? Ball comes in. He goes for the overhead kick. Does he get stepped on? Or has he dislocated his shoulder? He's dislocated his shoulder. Jesus. Oh. I dislocated my knee earlier this year. That was incredibly painful. Leaves you very uncomfortable for an extended period of time. If he's dislocated his shoulder, it's going to be popping back in. Ugh. They're taking the cameras off him, so it looks like his shoulder's popped out. And Man City now getting the players warming up. Still down receiving treatment here. The physios look concerned. Hopefully, he'll be okay. Matheus Nunes is back on his feet. I think he dislocated his shoulder, and I think they've popped it back in. Hopefully no lasting damage, and it's not ruptured any bones or anything, or done any damage to the muscles around his shoulder when coming out and going back in. I wonder if Man City will take precaution here and take Matheus Nunes off, and in the meantime, City down to 10 men. Red Star put a ball into the box, and the shot comes in, and Stefan Ortega-Moreno knew nothing about it, just puts his arm on it and manages to make the save. That's a great tackle from Hwang, and another chance here for Red Star, and what a save! What a save! Stefan Ortega-Moreno. He's had nothing to do first half, comes in with a fluky look save first and foremost. But that's nothing fluky about that second save. That's class from Stefan Ortega-Moreno. Keeps it 1-0 Manchester City. Corner. As Matheus Nunes is back on the pitch for Manchester City. Corner comes in. Header won by Manchester City. Falls to the edge of the penalty area and shot comes in. And Stefan Ortega-Moreno will collect that one comfortably. And Manchester City do survive. Literally just great contact, good shot. Ortega-Moreno just puts his arm out in hope that it'll hit it. And it does. Next shot that comes in, it's a great shot. It's going for the top corner. Ortega-Moreno gets a hand onto it. It's a great save. And to end this, City now in the Red Star penalty area. Here's Kalvin Phillips miscontrols the ball, and that's going to be a free kick, and Kalvin Phillips goes into the book for Manchester City. As we're now just 27 likes away from 100 likes. So let's get them likes up, everybody. That would be much appreciated. Get another highlight of these saves from Ortega-Moreno. Fantastic saves, absolutely fantastic. And Manchester City can continue to come forward here. Here is Manuel Akanji. Here's John Stones. Gives the ball to Ortega-Moreno, just chipped into space. Not the best of balls, and Red Star can come away with the ball again. English done. We have seen Foden come on for Jack Grealish. Took a bit of a beating in the first half. Jackie G did. Is it really 2-1 Leipzig? Have a look. It is, yeah, 2-1. So, 51 minutes, Sesko gave Leipzig the lead. Collie for Young Boys equalised 2 minutes later in the 53rd minute. And 56th minute, Forsberg's given Leipzig the lead again. There we go. Now just 24 likes away from 100 likes. That should be a throw into City and is. I'd wish a good evening to everybody that is tuning in for this match between Crvena Zvezda and Manchester City in the Champions League in the group stage. Manchester City leading in the 55th minute by 1-0. A goal from debutant Mika Hamilton means Manchester City lead here by 1-0. Still plenty of time left in this game though. Here's Ortega-Moreno. Plays a pass into space. There's so much space between their midfield and defence that's been exploited well by City. I think that's really helped. That's going to be given away here by Kalvin Phillips, and referee says free kick. Yeah, it gives a free kick on Kalvin Phillips. Let's have a look. He doesn't win the ball, so I think it is a free kick. City get away with that one, though, because I think Red Star probably put the ball into the back of the net with the position they got the ball back in then. Does allow Red Star to make some changes, though. 3 changes, in fact. Changing it up. As I said, Red Star had rotated a little bit for this game. Katai comes on for Kanga. First change. Also seeing Lucic come on for Olayinka. He comes off. I think there's a third sub actually being made by Red Star, and there is. And that is Mijatovic coming on for Ndiaye. So 3 changes there made by Red Star. Manchester City have made 1 at the moment. Foden on for Grealish. And here's Kalvin Phillips bursting forward. It's a good pass to Mika Hamilton on the left. What can he do? 2 touches into the penalty area. Works it back to Phil Foden. Here's Mateo Kovacic now. I thought he might have been in for a frosty reception from the Serbian crowd today, being a Croatian international, but not really heard anything. Here is Mika Hamilton. Back to Mateo Kovacic. Kalvin Phillips works it to Sergio Gomez. EJ, thanks for tuning in. Want City to score another goal? We would all like to see another City goal. I think City score next. I think that's the game done for me. Here's Akanji. Gives it to Rico Lewis. He's got Oscar Bobb for company. Just can't thread the pass through. Loses his footing. Red Star can have the ball. Here's Red Star coming forward. Intercepted really well by Rico Lewis. Really well. Here's Phil Foden. Plays a good pass in. Here's Mika Hamilton now. Edge of the penalty area. Got nowhere to go. Hamilton once more. Chance to put a cross in. Without Erling Haaland, there's no real physical presence to Manchester City's attack, so these crosses, when you're in them positions, can't really go in because you're crossing to Phil Foden. Not quite Erling Haaland, 6'4", cause all the defenders all kinds of problems. So you've got to be a bit smarter about it. And City just continuing with this policy of we're going to dictate and control this game, and Matheus Nunes brought down, and that will be a free kick to Manchester City. 31 minutes remaining here as we're now 21 likes away from 100 likes. Ball gets played forward. That's a good touch from Foden. Cut off well by Red Star, and they'll get that ball clear. Here's Kalvin Phillips. Works the ball back to Akanji, and he'll just work that back to Ortega-Moreno here. Ortega-Moreno takes a good touch, and we'll find Akanji coming forward. There's space everywhere on this pitch. As Crystal Palace, you're right, English Dawn is up next for Manchester City. It's a great touch from Foden. Kovacic. Mika Hamilton's made the run, and Kovacic went for glory himself and a good block. Maybe he doesn't notice the run on the corner of his eye there. Oscar Bobb gets us back underway from the throw-in. Phil Foden gives the ball to Matheus Nunes here. Back to Oscar Bobb. Nowhere for City to go at the mo, as we're now just 18 likes away from 100 likes. We're getting there. 18 to go. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. Here's Mateo Kovacic. A throw in here for Manchester City. Here's City coming forward. Oh, that's a brilliant finish. That's a brilliant finish. It's Oscar Bobb into the back of the net. That's so simple for Manchester City. So simple. Patient build-up for Manchester City at their clinical best. At their clinical best. 2 touches forward. I'm not going to change the score till I know that it's all fine. It's brilliant from Oscar Bobb. And we spoke about Mika Hamilton before and his quality. Oscar Bobb showing his quality there. It's a good finish. It's a good run. That should be 3 points for Manchester City as well. Good finish into the back of the net. And Manchester City 2-0 up. The post arrived. Evening Mixing, thanks for tuning in. Feed the dog. Just very excited. Or I should say, she's very excited. English Dawn, you spot on. Good for the confidence for these young lads. It's the young lads that are prospering here. Showing the quality. Showing the quality that the youngsters have got. And maybe giving Pep Guardiola a bit of a selection headache. Here's Ortega-Moreno now. Manchester City fan, thanks for tuning in. Sounds like you got a good night's sleep. And you fancy a third for Manchester City. Completely kills this game off, and it might allow Manchester City to maybe make a couple of changes to bring a couple of the other young lads from the bench onto the pitch. That's a good tackle from Kalvin Phillips. And not the best of passes from Kalvin Phillips, given away high up here. And interception not made, and Red Star into a good position, and Akanji there covers really well. Gets that clear for City. John Stones will put his foot through that and get that one clear. So City can push that back line further up. Nearly intercepted by City. And that's a good interception from Rico Lewis. And that will be a free kick for Manchester City, and a bit of respite as well. As Red Star just trying to work their way back into this game. Difficult to do. City have got that killer second goal. Red Star are going to chuck on their 4th substitute of the game. Rodic is going to come on. He comes on for Spajic. And this would be a great result for City. A rotated 11 to go away to Red Star in Serbia. Difficult conditions. No real motivation. Nothing to play for. Put in a good performance. Win the game. Score some goals. Maybe keep a clean sheet. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, I'd say. And the yellow card out again. 3rd yellow card of the game. It'll be a free kick to Manchester City. It's Matheus Nunes. He's been fouled a lot, Matheus Nunes, today. And it's Strojan Mijljovic. Maybe. We'll go with that. Into the book. So a couple of the Red Star players on yellow cards. One for Manchester City. And just 25 minutes of the game remaining. In the early kickoff of match day number 6, last game in the group stage of the Champions League. Manchester City looking for 100% perfect record in the group stage. 6 wins from 6. Looking good at the moment. And weren't the worst idea that from Red Star. Just trying to turn towards the centre of goal. Didn't happen. Touch was too heavy. Allowed the City defence and Ortega-Moreno to take control of the ball instead. Referee gives a free kick to Manchester City there. And ball gets worked into that acre of space that you've got between midfield and defence that Red Star have had all game. Here's Red Star coming forward. Manchester City saying, don't take things for granted just yet. It's too early to be guaranteed of them 3 points. There's still work to do. There's still plenty of time left in the game. 23 and a half minutes. It's more than enough time to turn around a 2-0 deficit. Manchester City have done it in high important games before. Aston Villa last game of the season when we won the Premier League a couple of seasons back. Took us 9 minutes to score 3 goals towards the end of the game. It can be done. So, no room for complacency. But at the moment, so far, so good. I've got nothing but positivity for this performance that City have put in. It's been a clinical performance. And here's Matheus Nunes. What a game he's having for Manchester City. He's tackled, and it's a good tackle from Rodic. And out for a throw-in to Red Star. Manages to get a deflection off Matheus Nunes whilst he's at it too. Lucic with a throw. Under pressure from Oscar Bobb, goal scorer for Manchester City's second goal. Sent long. John Stones will win that. Not the best of passes. He was looking for Kalvin Phillips and evades him, and ball given away, and Red Star can think about maybe launching their own attack here once more. Here's Hwang. Ball gets played through the centre. Some defending for Manchester City to do. An effort comes in on goal from around 35 yards out. Struck not cleanly, dragged and wide. Remains 2-0 here to Manchester City. Now, a really important part of the game now. We don't want to give Red Star any sniff in this game. So don't do anything stupid. Continue doing what we're doing. I wouldn't rule out City maybe finding a third. Had a couple of loose passes tonight though. Is that down to sharpness? Is that down to a bit of complacency? Too relaxed? I'm not sure. Maybe that's me seeking perfection. Nitpicking, we call it here. Nitpicking. I think all round though, considering the situation that we're in and the team that we had, you know, this has been as near perfect to what we could have hoped for, I think. That's a great shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Akanji far too strong there. This has been, to me, one of Manuel Akanji's best performances this season. Shouldn't come as any surprise that it's Akanji that's playing at centre-back that's done it, although he is out of position here, and Red Star could be in, Red Star could be in, Red Star could be in, and it's off the outside of the post. Sergio Gomez did just enough. Just enough. Midjovic it was with a chance. The substitute onto the outside of the post. I think he should bury that. Ortega-Moreno plays the ball forward to Phil Foden. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Here's Kalvin Phillips. Finds Oscar Bobb. Mateo Kovacic now finds Foden. Kovacic once more. Gives it to Akanji. been a good performance this for City, as we're now just 15 likes away. We're nearly at 100, 15 to go. Any help towards that would be great. I don't think we've done consecutive live streams hitting 100 likes this season. So that would be a brilliant effort. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Please do subscribe as well. It is free to subscribe. We've got plenty more football, plenty more Manchester City content to come for you guys to enjoy throughout the season. Got loads of match watch-alongs to enjoy. We've got Crystal Palace on Saturday. We've got the Club World Cup being covered. We've got the semi-final and hopefully a win for City will see us go through to the final. I think we're playing on Tuesday in the semi-final and then next Friday in the final. And then after Christmas, on the 27th of December, we've got a match against Everton away. We're doing a live watch-along for that. And we end the 2023 calendar year with a home match against Sheffield United. And we will have another live watch-along for you guys to enjoy for that game too. So loads of City content to come. Busy, busy, busy. Very busy. Here is Mateo Kovacic. We've also got another Etihad Stadium construction update coming up in the next couple of weeks for you guys to enjoy as well. Seeing what's happening. I've seen some pictures. There's bits happening around the stadium. So looking forward to covering that on update number 2. Update number 1 already out. I think it's closing in on 6,000 views, which is a fantastic effort to go and check out on my channel. Just trialing something new. Just something I like to see. So yeah, we will have episode number 2 out for that in the next couple of weeks. Here is Matheus Nunes now to Kalvin Phillips. City preparing their second change of the game. Phil Foden works the ball to Matheus Nunes now. Here's Oscar Bobb, goal scorer for City's second goal today. He's got the runner Rico Lewis. Uses Rico Lewis as well. Rico Lewis popping up in these more advanced roles for Manchester City. Making himself known. Kalvin Phillips works it to Sergio Gomez. Here's Rico Lewis. English Dawn wants them 32 bars trying. It's not happening. Not happening. No way. Ball given away high up there from Manchester City. Not a good ball by Red Star though, and that will be cut off by Stefan Ortega-Moreno. Bakhar. Not really found too many ways to get involved in today's game, Bakhar. He was very present in the game at the Etihad. Grabbed himself a goal that night as well in the... was it the opening game of the Champions League? I think. I think we played Red Star first and last. Is that normally how it works in the Champions League? I always thought it was match day 5. You would play the opposition again in match day... in match day 1 and match day 5. Match day 2, match day 6, and match day 3, match day 4 are the pairings for the clubs. Doesn't normally go 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. That does make more sense to do it that way, though. There you go. Here's Ortega-Moreno. Oh, what a turn from Ortega-Moreno. Tell you what, it's Ederson-esque. Just turns his man. Imagine watching something like that 15 years ago. You'd be heart and mouth. In fact, watching City under Claudio Bravo attempting that was heart and mouth. As we're going to see Suso come on for Manchester City here, making his debut. He comes on for Rico Lewis. Oh no, Rico Lewis has gone for the throw-in. I think it's Mateo Kovacic, that's coming off. Well, that was fooling. It looked like Rico Lewis running over was coming off. It's not. It's Mateo Kovacic that comes off and Suso comes on. Suso. See how he does. Got 15 minutes here to impress. Looking forward to it. And Red Star got a big chance here. Big chance, Red Star. And there is the goal back. It's Hwang with the goal. And 15 big minutes coming up here. As cool as you like finish. It's a good finish. Fans are happy to grab that goal. It's another game goes amiss for Manchester City. and no clean sheet. Flares are off inside the stadium in Belgrade. And plenty for Manchester City to think about here for the final 15 minutes of the game. Hwang's perfectly onside. It's a well-worked goal on that Red Star left-hand side. Cool as you like finish from Hwang. Cross the keeper into the back of the net. 2-1 Manchester City lead. Game on. Grandstand finish. 14 minutes remaining. 14 minutes remaining. And we're going back to the point that was being made before. You can't sleep on a lead. You can't be too complacent. And Red Star, Man City under pressure. Well up for this. They're committing so many men forward. Putting City under all kinds of pressure. Here's Akanji. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Sosuo. Gives the ball to Kalvin Phillips. Work backwards here to Ortega-Moreno. Takes it. Launches it long, looking for Oscar Bobb, can't find him, and that will be a throw-in for Red Star and a chance for them to make their 5th and final change very soon. So all their dice is rolled, and you fancy Man City will want to try and get that 2-goal cushion back. Don't need me to tell you that next goal is going to be absolutely crucial. Now here's Matheus Nunes putting his name forward for a potential JSGC man of the match. Another man that receives the ball up there as well, Oscar Bobb, for a potential JSGC man of the match. So, Nedelia Kovacic goes off and Kabic comes on in the 5th and final change. An attacking change made by Red Star, and that's given away, and Phil Foden here! Phil Foden here! Puts it wide. And that could have been the fatal blow handed to Red Star Belgrade. As it is, it is not, and Crvena Zvezda still well in this game. A chance for them to come forward. Ball launch long. Oh, he's got that extra man. There's so many forward here for Red Star. So many forward. City have got to be extra careful. Chance into the penalty area. Rico Lewis put onto his backside. Oh, he doesn't get his feet sorted. It's out for a goal kick. Goal kick. Manchester City eats away at precious seconds here. Tries to move it from his right foot to his left foot. Gets his feet mixed up and falls over. It looks a bit comical in the end. So 11 minutes plus whatever's to be added on here. Remaining, Manchester City bidding for 6 from 6. You feel like there's another goal in this game. Here's Kalvin Phillips for Manchester City. It's been well-timed substitutions made by Red Star. I don't think they're going to be too concerned about player fatigue, as this big gap appears again between midfield and defence for Red Star. City can just, if you get it past halfway, you end up right on the penalty area, and Sosuo caught high up there and well recovered for a combination of Sosuo and Sergio Gomez means Manchester City can have the ball back again here. Here's Phil Foden. Work to Micah Hamilton on the left-hand side for Manchester City. Just noticed over the last 10 minutes that I think Red Star just started to tighten up on their right-hand side, that left-hand side, giving too much freedom to Micah Hamilton. Or maybe Mika's just starting to look a little bit tired. He's not running around too freely on that left-hand side. I think Man City may want to start thinking about potentially just getting some fresh legs on the pitch. Boy Racer, I love the optimism there. Says, reckons we will get another goal. Seal it. Manchester City fan wants at least another 2. I reckon another 1 will seal it. In the meantime, play does resume. 9 minutes remaining. N, thanks for tuning in. Says he's loved the energy that Nunes has brought. Nunes has had a very good game. A very good game for Manchester City today. That good of a game, I'd be half tempted to start him against Palace, to be honest. I've taken some stuff away from this game. Mika Hamilton should be in the Manchester City squad for the match against Crystal Palace. Matheus Nunes should be starting that game. Matheus Nunes is going to go off. He did go down with an injured shoulder before. It looked like it just popped out the socket and then popped back in again. Looked quite painful. And Bernardo Silva is going to come on for Manchester City here. Right, 14 likes to go. Let's get them likes up. 14 to go. 8 minutes remaining. Can we get to 100 likes? Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe. Let's get that countdown to 100 likes. 14 to go. Let's get them likes up, guys. 13. That's what we like to see. 13 likes to go. In the meantime, Red Star looking to try and come forward. City have done a good job of, just over the last 5 minutes, taking their sting out of this game. And that's real good work from Sergio Gomez. Not really put a foot wrong for Manchester City today, Sergio Gomez. Him and Rico Lewis have slotted into a kind of newer system for City today. With no Rodri as well. We know what our record's like without Rodri, yet we've looked pretty comfortable. I'm not sure what that suggests about the quality that Red Star have, or whether that's just Man City are good. We won't get our answer until the next time we play in the Premier League and we don't have Rodri playing. As we're now 12 likes away. Just 12 to go now. Here's Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. He's got Mika Hamilton on the left. Uses him into the penalty area. Oh, it's good feet. That's a penalty, ref. Penalty. It's the penalty, Manchester City. Mika Hamilton. He's been so involved in this game. It's such a silly challenge to give away from a Red Star point of view. He's almost holding his hand. Mika Hamilton can't wait to go down and get the penalty. The referee won't have a more simple and straightforward decision all game. Tugs on his shorts as well for good measure. He wants to get forward. He's literally just wrapping himself around Mika Hamilton. Penalty given. I don't see VAR getting involved with that one, to be honest. And Manchester City do have a chance here to kill this game off. And with no Erling Haaland on the pitch, as Nasser De Giga goes into the book, I think it's going to be Kalvin Phillips taking this penalty. It might be Kalvin Phillips' last ever involvement for Manchester City. And a chance here for Kalvin Phillips to seal the 3 points and make it 6 wins from 6 for Manchester City in the Champions League. Kalvin Phillips. Will it be hero or zero for him? Steps up, takes a deep breath, chewing his gum, concentrating. He looks ready. Phillips up against Glazer. Cool, confident, tucked away. It's a thumbs up from Kalvin Phillips. And if that is the last ever involvement for Manchester City from Kalvin Phillips, then it will be a very positive way to end his spell at Manchester City. He looks happy with that. It might just do him the world of good. You never know, between now and January we might need Kalvin Phillips again. He might just take a lot of confidence from that, because that's the perfect penalty. The goalkeeper isn't saving that. That is a fantastic penalty from Kalvin Phillips. Kudos, Kalvin. Kudos. That's an excellent penalty. And you can't help but feel happy for Kalvin. Nathan Ake comes on for Manchester City for John Stones. A little smile and kiss from Pep on John Stones there. Very happy with his performance. Another 85 minutes on John Stones' long-term recovery from his thigh injury. And his night is done and he looks ready to go for the remaining games of the year for Manchester City. And Nathan Ake gets the nod here for 5 more minutes. And that goal, you think, is going to take the 3 points for City as well. Julia, I'm also joining you with that thought. Pleased, really pleased for Kalvin. And it happens when you make signings, doesn't it? It happens. Every signing you make is not going to be the perfect signing for Manchester City. Kalvin, at the time when we brought him in, was exactly what City were looking for. It's just not worked out, has it? Cross comes in here from Red Star, takes a touch, chance! And it's good defending and it's hit the post somehow. That's not gone into the back of the net. Is that a ball? Overhead kick, cross comes in and gets cleared and offside flag is up. Hectic. 10 likes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 10 likes to go to 100 likes. Excuse me. So it's offside on the original free kick that came in. And so that's that. 2.5 minutes remaining. 9 likes to go. Oh, into the nervous 90. It's going to be a tight one, this. 9 likes. Can we do it? Manchester City leading here. They're checking for a potential penalty. What are they checking for a potential penalty for? I think they're checking for a potential penalty for a handball, but it was offside in the build-up to it when the free kick came in, so that if it's handball or not, surely it's pointless. Yeah, they've said play on, yeah. I don't really get why it's even being checked, considering it was offside in the build-up. I think it touches Rico Lewis's arm. Maybe. Rico Lewis could pick the ball up though. It doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. As Blue Moon rings out in Belgrade. Here's Bernardo Silva, takes the captain's armband for Manchester City as well from John Stones in that substitution that was made a couple of minutes ago. Now got nearly 50 people in the room. Welcome everybody for tuning in. Manchester City on the verge of 3 points. Maximum points from the Champions League group stage, going through in first place. Already sealed before the game. There was never anything riding on this game other than pride, motivation and a point to prove. And I feel like Manchester City have ticked all them boxes here today. I think I'm going to give my JSGC man of the match today to Manchester City debutant Micah Hamilton. Grabs himself a goal. Oscar Bobb deserves a shout out. A well taken goal for him. Matheus Nunes has had an outstanding game, but I can't not give it to Micah Hamilton. I've been super impressed with him today. Really impressed. So the only thing left to seal is make sure Manchester City pick these 3 points up. Red Star is still having a really good pop at this, and there's 2 men over. They should have gone with the early ball. He doesn't. He goes for a shot himself, looking for the near post, and corner given instead. Can Red Star get back into the game? 90 minutes near enough up, as we're now 9 likes away from 100 likes. So let's get them likes up, guys. Can we get to 100 likes? 9 to go. 5 minutes added on here. We've got 5 minutes to get them 100 likes. If we could hit that, that would be brilliant. 2 consecutive live streams in a row to get 100 likes. We've not done it so far this season. We're very close to doing it. Just 9 to go. Corner comes in for Red Star. Header 1, and there's a goal back. Grandstand finish again. 5 goals here in Serbia. It's 3-2. More work for Manchester City to do. It's been a good second half of football, this. First half was a very scrappy, controlled performance from Manchester City. Not so controlled second half. It's a lovely header He's literally just standing still and wins that header and navigates it into the back of the net. It's a great header. Great header. Sergio Gomez gets his feet all muddled up. It's a 3-header, 6 yards out. Barry, thanks very much for your kind comment there. Katai with the goal. And City have got 4 minutes to get the job done here. 4 minutes. Sergio Gomez has gone down injured. And the referee's just telling Akanji there's nothing wrong with the goal. It's fine, and the goal will be given. So still some work for Manchester City to get done as we're now 8 likes away from 100. 8 to go. Any help towards that would be great. 8 more to go. Can we do it? It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. And ball gets given away here by Manchester City. Scrambled up well by Nathan Ake. 3 minutes and counting here. 3 minutes and counting. Long ball comes forward from Ortega-Moreno. Just giving the ball away, and space again as Man City win the ball back. Kept in well by Bernardo Silva. And that comes off a Red Star player. Pep Guardiola says just take your time. Takes away a few more seconds. 2.5 minutes left. Eight likes to go. Throwing comes in from Manchester City. Do well to keep hold of possession here. Sosoho works the ball backwards to Ortega-Moreno. Chipped over towards Sergio Gomez, back on the field after receiving a bit of treatment. 7 likes! 7 likes to go. Can we do it? 7 to go. It's going to be tight. It's a good ball forward from Sergio Gomez, and I think Nick Hamilton's just strayed offside, so that's going to be a free kick for Red Star. 2 minutes remaining, and they're going to have possession. They'll have a chance to put something forward here as well. The last final bit of work for Manchester City to do. Ortega-Moreno sends it long. Picked up really well by Oscar Bobb. Really well. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Brilliant from Bernardo. Brilliant from Oscar Bobb. 3-on-3 here for Manchester City. Can they seal the deal right now? Bernardo Silva. He's got Mika Hamilton into the penalty area. Phil Foden turning into danger. Goes down. No penalty. Red Star can come away with it. Ball gets launched forward. Nathan Ake's going to win the foot race. Oh, it's brilliant from Nathan Ake. Turns the shoulder really well for Manchester City, and you feel like that could be that. Bernardo just can't play that pass forward, and it's given away. 30 seconds to go, and Akanji stepped forward and he's out of position here. Chance for a ball to go into the box, defended well by Rico Lewis, and it'll go out for a throw-in right near the corner flag. 7 likes then, guys. Let's get them likes up. Last chance then for Red Star. Can they salvage something from this game? We're heading towards added time on added time. Cross comes in. Header should be won by Manchester City and is. Mika Hamilton takes the touch. Doesn't choose to launch it far away from the City goal. And there's the 5 minutes up. There may be maybe 20 or 30 seconds remaining on a bit of time wasting that was going on before with the throw-ins and things. But there can't be that long left. Red Star take the touch and take control of the ball. Launched forward from Glazer, the goalkeeper. Header won by Red Star. They've got possession here inside the City half and out for a throw-in. But it's to Manchester City, and that should be that. Referee has whistle in his mouth. And it is going to be 6 wins from 6 for the first time ever for Manchester City. Rounding off an emphatic group stage performance for Manchester City with a 3-2 win in Serbia against Crvena Zvezda. It's been a really good performance from Manchester City, considering we've made so many changes to the team. There's youngsters out there, there's rotated players out there. They've dug deep and they've got the job done. And they're putting a good performance. Matheus Nunes, outstanding. Oscar Bobb, brilliant. Mika Hamilton, take a bow on his debut, grabbing a goal for Manchester City. Kalvin Phillips, maybe the last time we see him in a City shirt, tucking away a fantastic penalty. An absolutely fantastic penalty. And putting that into the back of the net. It's been a really good performance. Enjoyed that game. First half was a bit flat. Very enjoyable second half. And Manchester City go through in first place. We've got the Champions League draw on Monday morning. We go through in first. Leipzig go through in second place. Young Boys of Bern will go through to the Europa League, finishing in third, but exit out of the Champions League. And for Crvena Zvezda, they go out of the Champions League and out of Europe altogether. Their focus now will be going back to the Serbian League and keeping an eye on potentially trying to win the Serbian League once more. Got a big game coming up away from home this weekend. Can't remember who it was against. And then massive game in midweek next Wednesday for Red Star Belgrade. Big derby game against Partizan Belgrade as well. But Manchester City, they do go through. Red Star, they go out, and going to wish Red Star and the Young Boys of Bern the very best of luck with Red Star in the Serbian League and Young Boys in the Swiss League and obviously in the Europa League as well. But it is RB Leipzig that go through in second place, and 6 wins from 6, perfection for Manchester City as we bid to try and retain our Champions League trophy. So there we go. That has been the live watch along for today. I will have my match review up in the next hour for you guys to enjoy. So if you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave a thumbs up. We're still 7 likes short of 100 likes. I'm sure we'll hit that in the post-production, and I'm sure we'll hit that. So for the next live stream, I can say we've hit 2 consecutive live streams with 100 likes. So please do leave a thumbs up. And also don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're watching this after the live stream. Whilst we've still got the live stream chat live, do leave your thoughts in there as well. English Dawn saying, job done for Manchester City. Julia, very happy with that as well. So yeah, fantastic to see. And yeah, I'll have my match review up in the next hour. I've got my Premier League predictions coming out tomorrow where we have a little laugh at Manchester United and what's happening there. We'll have all the build-up to the big game against Crystal Palace at the weekend. And of course, we'll be back with another live watch-along on Saturday afternoon for our big match at the Etihad Stadium for our final Premier League game before we go to Saudi Arabia for our first ever Club World Cup. So thank you very much to everybody for tuning in, interacting with me today, everyone that left a thumbs up. Much appreciated, all absolute legends. Have a great rest of your evening. I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace.